everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Welcome to Billie and Brendan, Rebellion, Humor, and Life. This is Brendan.
I'm the second B in this. Of course, we have the lovely lady, Billie.
Yep. So this is our first episode, people, and I hope you enjoy it. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share anything that you've got to say. Please share it with us, and we hope that you love everything that we've got to say, because we have a lot to say. Brendan and I have a lot of opinions, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things that we feel we need to share with the world, share with you guys. And so please interact with us, say whatever, drop in the comments, and yeah. How are you, Brendan?
I'm tired and quite slow actually, but that's pretty good. Go, we gotta cut that out.
No.
Okay.
Leave it there.
Okay. Yeah, so this is our first time doing a podcast. Tell us what you think. So, what would you like to start out? We're both studying psychology at the moment.
Yep, we are.
How are you finding it?
I love psychology actually. It's helping us figure out a lot of things about ourselves, about our families, about our friends, and just about life in general. Things that I feel are very insightful.
If you know me, I psychoanalyze you all the time. Just be warned. Mm-hmm. I psychoanalyze everybody.
And that's what we have in common,
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. We psychoanalyze each other all the time. Every conversation almost feels like a therapy session. It actually is a therapy session. Every time we talk, that's the kind of friendship that Brendan and I have, and I think it's very cool. I think it's very important for people to have conversations like these.
It is. It feels unnatural if people don't.
Exactly.
It feels fake.
Very surface level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like having that up-teen time conversation with your neighbor about the weather. Nobody gives a damn.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a fuck. Small talk hurts. Small talk makes me feel like shrinking myself. Makes me feel like running away and disappearing. And so having these kind of conversations, I feel, is going to be very helpful, especially as people who are growing up and, trying to be the best we can be in the world, trying to find ourselves.
Yeah, how are you going to find yourself if you never really sit down and talk to anybody about it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest with you people, I'm so happy, very happy, and very honored to have a friend like Brandon.
And same for me, huh?
And I have to say, I prayed. I'm a Christian, by the way. I prayed to God last year, and I said, God, please give me a friend that is going to accept me for who I am, who's going to accept me for simply existing, not because of the things that I do or the things that I say, how I come across and all that type of stuff, but a person is simply going to appreciate me for simply existing. And I really hope I'm able to do that for you, Brendan.
Thank you very much. As she said, she prayed to God and got a Satanist. It's complicated.
Yep. Fun fact about Brendan.
Yes. I would be a TST brand Satanist. It just really freaking sucks that they have no churches in South Africa. But we're moving on. I'm still reading their books and stuff. It's pretty cool. Would you like to continue from there? It's a bit of a contentious point between us, but we accept each other for who we are.
We accept each other for who we are. And it's against my religion to not only talk about the Satanist things that we usually talk about, but it's not against my religion to love a person for who they are. Because you know how in Christianity they say, Jesus said, remember, if they hate you, they hated me first. And I could never hate Brandon, because Brandon is human, and I feel that God loves us all. I don't know why we're getting religious, but yeah, we're just going to roll with this and talk about whatever comes to mind, whatever we think about.
We're just going to keep talking until our hour passes by, guys.
Yep.
Welcome to a lot of rants.
Welcome, people.
Okay. Let's take a look back. So I've been in a lot of pain recently. You said that might be something spiritual. Mm-hmm. I think not. But why would you say it's something spiritual?
Well, because of my religion and Christianity and me believing in spirituality, I sometimes feel like if something, I feel it's a common kind of knowledge where if people, especially the doctors, the medicine is not able to help you, or the doctors can't figure out what's actually happening with you, then it must be something spiritual, And because of your religion, because you're a Satanist, it's spiritual to some extent, even though I feel sometimes it doesn't want to admit that part. he often feels like it's just what?
It's just a mode of being.
It's just a mode of being.
So,
but
okay.
But Brendan, if it's a religion, right?
Yeah.
It means that you're worshipping something, someone, a deity, someone that you consider above yourself.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But then you're kind of removing Buddhism and Taoism from the equation. Those are definitely religions.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a single God. They believe themselves to be the ultimate good they can be. They just need to learn how to balance the universe. There's no worshipping to an extent. It's more about learning and practicing.
Okay.
So not every religion, especially the further back you go, is based on single deities,
mm-hmm.
or even multiple deities. For instance, how can I say this? Satanism itself
mm-hmm.
is a religion bound by practices of rebellion, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We do the things we do because they're kind and they're scientifically correct.
Okay.
And it brings out a pathological betterment in ourselves from shedding what we think is chaining us back.
Mm-hmm. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
He sounds very reasonable when he explains it to me, you know, and I actually love the explanations. It's just that, Brendan, I've always asked myself, and this is going to be the first time I say this to you, and I've been like wanting to get you to almost think about this. You believe in a religion that starts with the word Satan.
Yes.
What do you think about that, Brendan?
Okay. So, who's ever knowledgeable, you can check out the books Revolt of the Angels,
mm-hmm.
or how can I say it? Paradise Lost. They are the foundations of things. More Revolt of the Angels by Anatole France, right? So instead of Satan being a villainous figure there, he's not. He is the outcasted hero in those stories.
The outcasted hero.
Yes. He imposes Jesus-like qualities. He is kind, he is generous, and his focus is not on conquering the universe, but instead of living and learning. So he embodies knowledge,
mm-hmm.
rebellion, and free thought. He is a symbol to a Satanist of a person who can think for themselves and doesn't follow herd mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you notice this, but if you look at the Americas mostly, and we're probably going to get demonetized for this, but
hopefully not.
Hopefully not, yeah. But they're very religious and they follow their doctrine in sort of a dogmatic way.
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow for other thoughts, and they become like a herd, pushing out everybody who doesn't think like them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my major problem with things like Christianity. It doesn't promote you thinking for yourself. It promotes the opposite at times.
Mm-hmm. Self-sacrifice.
Yes, self-sacrifice or servitude. Those
mm-hmm.
are the main goals. It's like you serve God.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you do, your actions should serve God. But to a Satanist, your actions serve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say that you're inherently selfish. Billie knows me. I will continuously help her out with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, you realize not everyone's always going to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, you should focus on yourself, because if you're not well, you can't help anyone else.
Yeah. Like I said, people, he's so reasonable when he tells me about this, and man, it makes me feel very conflicted, because it's like Christianity is about denying yourself, and Satanism is about indulging. And I'm always caught in the middle after conversations about him being a Satanist and stuff like that. Like, man, what if I could find something like that? Or what if I actually end up joining this thing? Okay.
I get you, yeah.
Yeah. But Brandon, what do you think about psychology?
Psychology, okay. I'm loving it to an extent, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the right time yet. Because I'm still a bit messed up in the head. Not gonna lie. Everybody is. I'm still dealing with my stuff. And I don't know if I can sit there weeks on end listening to other people blabber about their problems.
Yeah. Which is very funny because Brandon.
Yeah.
So in class, we do what is this? Role play. Yeah. There's a module where it's called counseling modalities, and it's more practical in its approach to psychology and how we can become therapists. And so the times when we are going to basically pretend like we're classmates, and the classmates are gonna have to pretend to be either the therapist or the client. And I've watched Brandon being in the position of being a therapist, and he looked so good. He looked attentive. He looked like a therapist. And I'm surprised he's saying that he just cannot picture himself doing that. Because it's like, you're fucking perfect at this.
Okay.
And you want to find another option.
To anyone who's out there, right? There's a few things that happen in life. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean it's the right thing for you.
Yeah.
You can be passionate for it, but then monetization of it, because that's what a job is. It's monetizing your passions. It's how do you turn this into something you can make. And I don't know if I can do that to the people I talk to every day, because Billie knows me. I love having deep conversations with her, but how can I have a deep conversation and then look somebody in the eye and tell me, give me 500 Rand? It's just not happening.
Oh, so that's the part about it that you don't like, that you get to get people to pay you.
I could do it pro bono. I'm sure about that. I don't mind doing social work. But also, the formal setting also bothers me because I'm a very informal person. Some people will deny that.
I do.
Yeah, I prefer informal settings. It's just, how can I say it? You understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're trying to say.
It's like, it feels uncomfortable to make something so sacred to me just for the money. It'll be like, how can I say this? I don't know if you've ever had the dreams, but some Christians, just because they know the Bible, think they can become pastors. But it feels uncomfortable to them to do that. They don't feel like they deserve it, and they don't feel like they should be making so much money out of it.
I get what you mean. You have a very strong conscience.
Yeah,
you really do. You really, really do. But what do you think about my relationship to psychology?
Yours. So far, I've quite enjoyed the way you interact with psychology. I feel like you could interact a bit more. But from the conversations we have out of class, you're brilliant at it. I'm sure you'll do well. Yeah. Just you need to be kind of a bit more proactive.
Yeah, Brandon really believes that like I should be more extroverted. I'm very introverted. I like spending time alone, even when there's around people. Even when I'm around people. And Brandon doesn't like that. Brandon is not a fan of that. Brandon always says, you should interact more. You should put yourself out there more. And I've said this to him. One time I said to him, Brandon, if I put myself out there, I feel like people wouldn't want to stop talking to me. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I can talk to her like days on end, as you can hear this podcast going through.
Same here. I can do that with you.
Yeah.
Because it's exciting with you. But people are very surface level, you know. People are very not so, they don't think before they talk, Brandon, and that drives me nuts. I don't know why, but it really irritates me to watch somebody taking up your time with bullshit that is not only just unnecessary, but does not benefit you in any kind of way, or give you any kind of knowledge or any information that you can actually use, not only for yourself, but for those around you. I don't know, maybe it's, I'm a bit of a mom.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a bit of a mom, and the mom in me hates my time being wasted. I hate petty shit, basically. Sorry.
I get that, and I do too. Nobody in this house, I think, likes people just coming to them about drama. We don't want to know what Susan did, right?
Yeah.
But if I look at it, a lot of the closer friends I have, I wouldn't have met them unless I was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Being who I am and pushing those people who are going to make me a worse person aside and focusing on those people who actually engage me intellectually. There's a saying by, I can't remember the person, it says like, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You always want people around you to drive you forward, to know things you don't, things that you can learn from them, to inspire to be. And I feel like I get that a lot from you.
I get that a lot from you. Way more than you actually think. You're the only person that I can get to talk to, who helps me think, who helps me calm down. And Brendan, don't be too flattered by what I'm about to say. But for the past, because when we started school, guys, I was an emotional wreck. I don't know if it showed, but Brendan absolutely saw it. And I constantly look tired. Maybe I still do look a bit tired, but trust me, I am recovering. When we first started school, I was an emotional wreck, but also like really numb at the same time, not completely aware of the things that were happening within me internally, But Brandon picked up on those things. We talked about it. Very difficult conversations, very heartwarming, yes, but just also very triggering emotionally, but very healing. Very healing, the conversations that I have with Brendan, that I've had with Brendan in the past few weeks in school. And I feel that those conversations have helped. And I know we have great chemistry when we talk. Yeah. Especially when we just don't talk around people. We just, sit aside.
Just move aside, and then we just ramble on.
Just ramble on. We
do more psychology together than we've ever done in our 2-hour classes.
And I don't think anybody, I wonder what they're going to think about this, but fuck it. Nobody in our class does psychology the way we do, and we both know it.
Yeah, nobody really does. And no offense to the people in class, I like you guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes you give me headaches when you ask some of those questions. Just FYI. Some of these are very basic stuff.
Yeah.
Google it.
Have you seen just like how stupid our classmates
She's not wrong. I feel like a lot of them are going to drop out. I hope I don't drop out. I am quite sick at the moment, but I'm hoping to at least finish the year, maybe all 3. I want that freaking degree on my wall.
Me too, Brendan. Me too.
Oh.
But like, I just really picked. I'm quite certain by how you say you're not completely sure about the whole psychology thing, because I really pictured you and I practicing at some point together.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah.
But of course, it depends on what he thinks and on what he wants.
I would like that. Yeah. I just don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. How can I say? Push myself through it, because this feeling, like, I love this. Right? I love this chemistry.
Yeah.
But to actually just be, I'm this wall, like role model sort of person, and the other person's a very accepting and willing client. I don't know if I can keep that power balance off. I don't like having positions of power, which is odd to say. A lot of people do, but I like when people are on equal footing.
Yeah.
So we all have a say in something.
I get what you mean. I feel like I'm often pushed to be in like some kind of leadership position.
No.
I don't know why, but it has always kind of happened since like I started school in primary school. People just like push me like, okay, you be the one to lead this. You be the one to lead the choir. You be the one to do this and that. And it's like when I've never really done things because I wanted to be in a position of leadership or power or authority, but I just find myself there. I think because of the influence of people and just pushing me, like, go, do it. Let's talk about parents. Let's talk about parents.
I knew this was coming.
Of
she
course
loves my parents.
I love his parents. I think his parents are sweet, but Brendan chooses to be rebellious, and I don't blame him for that. Because it's like people can see something from the outside, and on the inside it's a completely different story,
Yeah.
But my parents, my mom is a teacher. She's a government teacher. All of her learners in that high school of hers, she's in Queenstown in the Eastern Cape, they love her.
Yeah.
I don't know how many letters they've written to her, like, "Dear Miss Bikicha," that's my surname, right?
Yeah.
"We love you." They even call her mom.
Wow.
Like, she's a favorite teacher each and every single year. Even though there's no actual award for it, she's the favorite teacher each and every single year. And everybody loves her. I remember going through like social media one time, and I saw this other post, a shared post, where somebody said, who's that one teacher that you'll never forget?
Wow.
And somebody mentioned my mom.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool actually.
Pretty cool, but I didn't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
Why? And I hope she does not see this, so she's probably not gonna see it because I'm not gonna tell her. But I did not give a shit, you guys. Why? Because I know who she is behind closed doors. Who she is in front of the kids is a persona. How she wants to be perceived. At home, that's how I get to see the real her. That's when I see the things that I really just get disappointed by, and things that I really hate. I'm not sure if I want to see them, what these things are in particular. But, you know, parents, I don't know if you guys are also dealing with this. Parents can be very, I don't know how to describe it, but just, yeah, man.
Okay, my parents are awesome. I love them to bits.
Yeah.
But there's times, especially around my dad, who he doesn't accept me for me, right? That's fine and all. So I keep, I'd like to think a healthy distance from there, but it clashes now and again. People with parents, they always want what's best for you.
Yeah.
No matter who they are, they probably always want what's best for you. But their vision of what's best and what you want don't always coincide. So if you're being pushed into another job or something else that you don't want to do because your parents recommended it, take a hard think about how is this helping your life, because they do want it to help your life. But if it's not what you want in your life, as hard as it is to say, you have to confront them. You have to talk to them. What you want to do with your life, even if you just don't know what you want to do, you have to eventually confront and tell them.
Yeah.
It's the only way for us to move forward.
And like one of the biggest things that I've dealt with my mom is that despite the fact that she's an educated woman and that she's a teacher, and because she's a teacher, she gets to deal with children who have emotional problems, familial problems and stuff like that, it seems like she does not completely understand when it comes to me, in the sense that I have mental illnesses, and yes, not just a mental illness, but mental illnesses, ADHD, depression, anxiety, and a lot of my mental illnesses are genetic, specifically coming both from my mom's side. There's a lot of people who are not okay emotionally, mentally from my mother's side, and my dad's side, particularly my dad's side. And all those things you can imagine once they come to a single person, you can imagine what havoc they're going to cause.
Yeah.
And I've explained to her multiple times, Mom, I have to take these antidepressants. Mom, I have to take these anti-anxieties. But she's going to say something that I really, really hate. She's going to say, you can't rely on medication for happiness. And it's, what the fuck now? You know? What the fuck now? Because this is an illness for me. This is not something that it's not just an emotional problem. It's not just a mood swing. It's not just a phase, Mom. It's something that I'm most likely going to deal with for the rest of my life, since it's genetic. If it's in my DNA, if it's in my blood, if it basically means it's in the core center of who I am as a person, and because it's in my core, it's probably going to last a lifetime. And the one thing that I need from you, if you don't want to support me, then I totally get it, because mentally ill people are not always easy to support, but at least understand and show me that you understand, and be patient with it. And she's going to say to me, I've been patient with you. And it's like, no, not as much as you think, you know. And I spend a lot of time alone, actually, with my family, but I'm going to lock myself up in my room, because I'm saying to myself, I don't have to interact with you guys because you guys don't understand me. You guys don't want to accept me for who I am, you know. And my dad is in Cape Town. He does not give a shit.
honestly is freaking terrible.
Yeah.
I do understand it though. A lot of parents, when I say they idealize us, right? So they make a perception of us that we're the perfect kids.
Yeah.
They do not understand that we have flaws too.
Definitely. Especially if you're a multi-talented kid. I don't think I'm multi-talented, but I think I'm multi-skilled. Yeah. And my mom is very insistent on just let go of the depression and focus on the good that you can be, on the good that you actually are, on your potential. That's the word that they like to use the most, potential. Reach your potential, follow your dreams, listen to that. And it's like, how can I do that if I'm in a debilitating state of sadness? Like, man, yeah. I don't think I'll ever even have the words to describe how depression and mental illness work. But it's a bitch, you guys.
Yeah, it's a real bitch. For those who are struggling, I do understand what it's like. You can hit us up and we can talk about it.
Definitely.
But also, people don't understand that mental illness is an illness. You're not getting rid of it. It's stuck with you forever. It's like Parkinson's or diabetes.
Exactly.
You're screwed, basically. Doesn't mean you can't do good with your life, and doesn't mean you can't be happy. It's just you're going to struggle a lot harder to get it.
Exactly.
And I know you're a person who can push through, and I've seen it in you. Some days you get to school and you're freaking tired, everybody. You look like you're going to slit the teacher's throat or something. You're too kind to do that, but you kind of like give off that vibe. Just like, freaking hell, I hate this person.
And really?
Sometimes, yeah.
Really?
Have you seen yourself when you're like those dark eyes and you're just like, write in your book, this is the death note.
No, I swear, every time when I'm tired, I swear I just look normal.
Yeah, you don't. Like, if I can notice, I'm partially blind, by the way. But like, she don't look normal. Oh, okay, cool.
It's half an hour. Yeah. Okay, guys, I guess we're just gonna continue with this. Or should we continue, Brandon?
Yeah.
What do you think? Another 30 minutes.
Okay. Let's bring this to a nice ending.
Okay.
Okay, for those who are struggling, we feel you, right? We feel you. I'm also depressive, and I have had psychotic symptoms. They're still figuring out my full diagnosis, but it's a freaking pain, and we get that. Just, they're friends you get, like Billie for me, who make your life worth it. Also, my sister behind the camera there, who just told us it's 30 minutes. They make your life better. No matter how much you struggle, those happy moments, even if they're not happening now, they will happen. And over time, you can learn how to manage it and figure out what to do when you are sad, when you are feeling like the world's going to be a shit place. So just know it can get better, but you are going to have to struggle for it. You're going to have to fight for it. And I think it's worth the battle. So just keep at it. Keep going on, keep going on. Any final words on your side?
Any final words from my side? I just want to say thank you, Brandon, for this first episode. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I love you.
Thank you.
I'm so blessed to have you in my life. I really do. And yeah, people.
Likewise. Yeah.
And yeah, people, tune in next time to a second episode. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Comment right there. Just tell us whatever, and any topics that you want us to discuss.
Yeah.
And of course, do not forget to comment, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about this podcast, because it's definitely going to be interesting. This is our first episode, so of course it's not going to be perfect. It has not been perfect, but we're obviously going to improve as time goes. And so yeah, peace out from Billie and
Brandon.